Well, as I mentioned quickly in the speech, we actually have about 1.3 million Syrian refugees in our country. That makes up 20% of our population. Only 10% are in the refugee camps. The rest are across our country. I would say that at least 60% are under the age of 17, so they're competing with major challenges for the economy. How do we deal with this issue? The international community has been very supportive, but last year the aid that we got from the international community only covered 35% of the budget to cover the challenge of Syrian refugees. So the rest had to come from the Jordanian government. So 25% of the Jordanian national budget went to cover the difference. So every year we're borrowing more from the international banks, we're slightly more into debt. When the small trickle of refugees started hitting Europe, then there was a bit more sympathy, I think, to Jordan for what we were doing, let alone the challenges that you're facing now. But the challenge is we've gotten to literally saturation point. How many more people can we take? There are people who ask me in our country, we can't take any more. And we have 1.3 million people for a population of about 7 million. Like I said, if we would do it an example of Belgium, it's like you taking 2 million people in 5 years' time. My question is to a person who asked me that question, when a mother and a child come across the border, what are we supposed to do? Shoot? Is that what the orders that we give to our soldiers? Because they don't come across border crossing points. They come across no man's land where people are trying to kill them. Those that are trying to come to Europe are coming to Europe to escape persecution. They're leaving a country that they love, that they want to get back to, but they want a better life. It's not a choice that they want to make unless they have to. How do you stop a young woman pregnant with a child in her arm? It's a moral question. So we still take people in, although we know we can't afford to do that. So the question and I know the argument that is in Europe, but as difficult as it is for our country, and we are suffering, we still take people in. You're going to have to look yourselves in the mirror like we do every day in our country and make those decisions. We talk about Christian values and Muslim values. This is what we have to look to the future. That is the only thing that's going to differentiate ourselves at the end of the day between those horrible people that did the horrible things in your country and those people that do those horrible things in our part of the world. That's what makes the difference between, I think, all of us in this room and the enemy that we're going to have to face.